Knock, knock. Don't be sad. Definitely gonna take me a little while to get in the routine here because I forgot to tie the strap around the tree before I started pulling the hammock out of the bag. So I'm making it work now, but I'll get more familiar with it. Oh! I think I had my head at the foot end, so I had the foot end lower than the head end, which you're really supposed to do it the opposite way. I haven't actually set up the hammock since I did my video introducing the new hammock setup in the middle of last year sometime. I'm finally gonna get to give hammocking somewhat, at least, of a more fair review than I did when I first started the AT. I think I for sure have more backpacking experience now, so it's not like, oh my gosh, everything is new around me, and also I have no idea what I'm doing with a hammock. And then also I've got a better hammock setup because the tarp that I used before was made out of painter's drop cloth and duct tape, and I made it at the house. Oh God. We're not off to a good start on this road walk. Don't recommend. What was that? We need a few things, but we'll pass. No. Back. Get back. Get back. Get back. Rain, rain, go away. I don't want to finish the Pinhoti this way. There's a murderer on the loose. He looks scary, like you might steal something from a Dollar General. We are currently up close to 3,000 feet in elevation, and things are a little bit frostier up here. are not super great options around here. So I think these are my trees. Well, that didn't really go as planned. They're not far enough apart. I know these are things that you learn over time by just looking at it. I don't have that yet. Learning curve. And yeah, it's not great, guys. But everything else is, I feel like, too far apart or has stuff grown in up in between it, or poison ivy wrapped around it, or whatever. Or it's dead. It's about to fall over and try to kill somebody. So this is what I have to work with tonight. I've got my pack hanging on the same straps as the hammock, and I'm sure somebody will probably tell me that's a big no-no for some reason, but it's working. And it seems like as long as I wasn't getting sideways rain, that the tarp would kind of cover it. Of course, I mean, it can get wet in the rain when I hike anyway. And then I've got this handy dandy little shelf pocket thing over here on this side. Of course, it's all scrunched up because of the way I'm sitting in the hammock, and because the hammock isn't set up great since these trees were too close together. I didn't necessarily want this color. It's just what was available when I made the order, because it certainly isn't beautifully matching my hammock and my underquilt. Where's my underquilt? Oh, bunched up. Okay. Maybe it wasn't really keeping me warm last night. Good thing I got my sleeping pad. Much better. With it being in the mid to lower 20s, I honestly slept really warm in the hammock. So I'm kind of thinking that the typical temperatures that I like to camp in or backpack in, that I'd be fine with just a sleeping pad. By having the sleeping pad, then I'm a little bit safer in case for some reason I can't find a place to even make the hammock work. And if I had to sleep on the ground, then at least I've got a sleeping pad to help insulate me from the ground under the tarp. One of the most painfully cold creeks I've ever walked across. Oh,
that was terrible. That was. I don't want to do that anymore.
I think we might have to in a couple miles.
You're gonna have to tote me.
If anybody knows the phenomenon of these ice ribbons, please tell me. I guess I could Google it, but I think it's just so cool. It looks to me as if the temperature drops and the ground doesn't give to just freeze flat, so it kind of, with the pressure, under pressure, it kind of blooms up out of the ground. But I love seeing these. They're so cool. We're here!
Yay.
Not at the terminus, but at Buddy Cove Gap, which is the high point of the entire Pinhoti Trail, so Alabama and Georgia section, obviously. And there's no sign here to tell us that, that congratulations, you're at the high point, but there is a sign. It just says the Pinhoti Trail. But according to Guthook, this spot is either 3,146 feet high or 3,164 feet high. It listed as both. So take the average, it's, 50 something, 31.
50 something.
50 something, yeah. But anyway, we're not hiking in the snow. This is our last night on trail. Yeah. And tomorrow we will finally reach the northern terminus. We've got some mimosa stuff with us. We're going to make mimosas to celebrate the northern terminus.
That is super.
I know it. It's like it's cold enough for the water to freeze. Here. Oh man, that tree's trying to get you. I see it trying to mess you up. It's gonna break?
It might.
Oh God.
But I'm looking.
Do a double back handspring onto those rocks.
Yeah, I don't think we can reach that.
Okay, so that stick over here might be the only option. Oh gosh. For the next, I don't know, 3 miles or so, there was a comment in Guthook that said, expect to pretty much get your feet wet and ford creeks, and we've crossed like 3, and I'm not bragging, but I'm just saying, so far we've managed to keep pretty dry. Oh, I shouldn't have said it. Okay, but I'm just saying, I mean, we'll probably have to get our feet wet, but it's a personal challenge now. This one got us. That log right there just isn't wide enough to cross, and it's very slick, and right below it's pretty deep water. Deep enough we don't want to fall off into it, so we lost. But we're gonna kick our shoes off and hope that this is the last one that we gotta. Watch using your trekking.
I'm not sure where it's collecting from, but every now and then, right in that spot, my tarp pees. I just hope that when we get a little bit higher in elevation that there'll be snow instead of rain.
Typically, I'd be cursing the rain, but when I heard it this morning, I was actually kind of excited because it was my first time being in the hammock in the rain, and I knew that I would get to test packing everything up and see how that would go. So it was a new thing, and new things are exciting. So even though it's my last day on trail and it's going to be a soggy finish, I still got to be excited for something in the rain, and things actually went pretty smoothly, better than I would have expected. Just packed all of it up under the tarp, and then packed the tarp up last, and it's on the outside of the pack, so everything was good and waterproofed before I took the tarp down. I'm definitely not waking up as much in the hammock when I sleep at night as I do in my tent, but I think that I would probably sleep even more comfortably if I didn't have to worry about my sleeping pad. When I finish a thru hike, usually it's very bittersweet. I'm ready to be done, but also sad because it's over. But I don't really feel that as much with this trail, the better part anyway. It's just the finish is all sweet because I've got the Florida Trail coming up like directly. I'm actually very excited to get down there and see a different area and a different climate for sure. But also it's a continuation of filling in this large gap around the AT to complete the Eastern Continental Trail. Doing the Pinhoti Trail is another 350-mile chunk gone, and then the Florida Trail will be an 1,100-mile or so chunk gone. But I have really loved this trail. I think it would have been more enjoyable for me just because I'm so cold-natured if I had been able to do it in October like I had originally planned, or in the spring like I had originally planned. But getting to see how the terrain has changed from more or less my home, I mean an hour away from where I live, all the way up to right at the beginning of the AT has just been really, really cool. And the farther north we've gone, the more it really does look like the AT to me. So just to kind of come back to that home base of where it all began is really an amazing feeling. All right, wanna go?
Sure.
1, 2, 3, go!
Yay!
Hanky's here to celebrate too.
Cheers.
Cheers to the Pinhoti. Congratulations.
Actually, it was a really good one.